Alright, getting ready to make a video for Glitch. Hi, Glitch! Glitch, first off, there's two things, 2 points, two matters of interest that we need to talk about. One, I don't think a lot of the information you get from the things that are happening around you is actually, I think it's really close. It's really close to what's really happening. I just think you should know that. Um, a good example is, it seems like you were trying to quote. You must have been quoting me from my video because no one else was talking. But that wasn't a good quote. I didn't say the thing you quoted. But I think you were asking if our country is a good one. Yes, Glitch.
Yeah, it is, Glitch. It's a great country. It's a great country to live in.
What up, bud? There you go. Yeah. I've been to some great countries. I think I've been to about 14 foreign countries. And for instance, like you like to fish, I went up pretty much the entire east coast of Italy by bicycle. So I got a really slow, close look at the coastline there. I don't think I'd fish there, Glitch. Uh, no, not at all. Yeah, clean water. It's, I think of it as like a necessity, like it's something that we deserve. And I think that because we live in North America. Hold on a second, let me turn down my food. So yeah, I've been out all day long. I had a couple beers at the bar. Just getting in. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm tired. Gonna have a malt liquor. And what was the second thing? Oh yeah, I know. You say I'm not fat, and this whole thing's been a joke. Glitch, my dismay at learning this knows no bounds. Boundless dismay, Glitch, because I joined a gym, dude. I hate gyms. I've been going to a gym now for like a year and a half or something like that. Oh man, my gym membership's gonna be up soon. Well, I'm not going back. I lost 10 pounds. That was hard work. Trying to like not have to go out and buy more belts or looser fitting pants. I bought athletic gear. I bought those sweat pant things. They say Adidas on it. I have a corporate logo on my jeans. I mean, on my workout pants. All for you guys, and it turns out it's BS. Got to get some alcohol in my system and lower the rage level. My desire to destroy. I have some stories to tell, Glitch. Some people have been putting out some really long videos. And I was like, why don't we do that every once in a while? Just crank out like Trent, cranks out an hour-long video. He does it a bunch of times. Like, why don't we do that? Why don't, literally, if I could sit down and talk for an hour, I don't think I could. But what if I gave it a shot? I could show you stuff. Like today I went out and bought some things. You probably know what these are. I bought some pipe cleaners for a new pipe. That pipe, isn't that pretty? I really like that long stem pipe that I have, but I thought it'd be nice to have a small one. I haven't used it yet. But yeah, someone called their pipe a clencher, and I'm like, oh, I need to get a clencher. I need to clench. You're probably a problem. Not only you're tired, Glitch, and you're all whacked out on homebrew, But I know you smoke the wacky tobacco, and that's got to mess you up. It's got to mess up your perception of what's going on about you. See that lighter? It has a scene. There's like a lighthouse and a ship, a sailing vessel. What do they call them? Square rigged sailing vessels. You know, an old wooden sailing ship going by a lighthouse. There's clouds and birds in the air. I bought this in my early 20s, and now I'm 45, and I went to go buy a Zippo, and they're like $30, $40. I'm like, I didn't spend $30, $40 on a Zippo, and I thought, wait a minute, didn't I buy a Zippo? And so I went through my storage, like the pack rat that I am, and I found my lighter. Though oddly enough, I thought I had an ammo box full of ammo, and maybe I slid it underneath something. But I think I have a big box of ammo somewhere, and I couldn't find it. But I got some big things to move aside. I'll move aside and find that ammo. I'd like to start using that ammo. I probably bought like boxes of shells like for $5. It'll probably go for $50 now. Oh, and I bought some tobacco. It's a Dunhill Early Morning and Dunhill Nightcap. Alright, so I'm looking forward to smoking that new pipe and smoking a new brand of tobacco. Oh, I got a movie. I got the Thor The Dark World. So I'll watch that action movie. And I'm cooking up some really delicious steak, and I bought some chicken thighs. It's like $7 for a pack of chicken thighs, but Aquila really likes them, and his hair if he eats meat regularly, his hair feels smoother, and he sheds less, and he loves it. So I'll spend the money. That's another thing about like, how's our country doing? It's like I'm able to earn enough to buy food that humans eat from my dogs because I watch my dog respond really good to it. So I'm able to show him that kind of kindness. Oh. See how thick that steak is? It's pretty thick. It's not the thickest I've ever had. It's pretty thick, though. Well, Glitch, I guess we're 8 minutes into it. Maybe I should tell a story now. Are you asleep? Have you fallen asleep, Glitch? Alright, so I had this roommate once. And once I got locked out of the house, and I tried all the windows, and his window was open, and no one's in there. And so I slide his window open and reach in, and what happens? I get an electric shock. And what happens is I touch the back of a space heater that he has in there, and that's not grounded. So it has electricity going through its metal shell. And so I try again. I make it past this whole like booby trap, and I notice there's extension cords running all over the place and power strips everywhere. And he had a water bed. Like I never looked in my roommate's room. We'd been there a couple months. Like I don't look in people's rooms. It's none of my business. Also, his room was like 95 to 98 degrees. It was like the thing was a furnace. His bed up was turned to maximum. But, you know, inadvertently, I'd had to break into my roommate's room, and I discovered that he had an ungrounded piece of electronics in there, so I had to tell him, I'm like, hey, dude, I'm really sorry I went to your room. But I'm glad I did, because you need to do something about your space heater. It's dangerous. And he was like, he was a little bit pissed off that I went to his room, and I'm like, I just walked straight through it, buddy. I didn't look through your stuff. I think you know that I'm respectful of you and your privacy and whatnot. Um, but here's the thing: that's all he got from it. All he got from it was he had a chance to yell at me. He didn't do anything about his space heater. So guess what? His space heater uh, caught the house on fire. And so I wake up and my room's full of smoke, and I hear pounding on the door. And by the time I come awake and leave my room and walk down the hallway and come into the living room, I see my roommate right next to the door. Is he answering the door? No, he's just laying there looking angry. It's like 3 in the morning, and that room's full of smoke too. And the whole house is full of smoke. And so I whip open the door because I think something terrible's happening, and a guy says, "Do you know your house is on fire?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just starting to come to that conclusion right now." And so I run out and the side of the house is on fire. And so like I'm getting the hose and I'm spraying the side of the house, and I see my roommate running around in his underwear, doing nothing apparently. And finally I put the fire out. And when I told my roommate, I'm like, why were you by the front door and not answering it? And if you were awake and saw the house full of smoke, why didn't you wake the rest of us up and save our lives, for instance? He's like, well, I thought it was still smoke from the burning pillow. And I'm like, what burning pillow? He put his pillow against the space heater. The space heater caught the pillow on fire. He then put the pillow on his windowsill, opened his window, and then went and slept in another room. The wind coming in his window reignited his pillow, and the pillow caught the side of the house on fire. Can you imagine that? He was going away for a week. I was pretty happy to not have him in the house. And he was leaving, his girlfriend was over, and he left, and she was still there. And she was kind of gathering her stuff. And I'm like, I'm sure she's on her way out. And then I hear noises later that night, and it's not late. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and they're coming from his room. And so I just open the door, because like someone's come through the window, but it's her, and she's wearing clothes. It's not the start of a porno. And I said, Janice, what are you still doing here? Let's call her Fairly Wico. I said, Fairly Wico, what are you still doing here? She's like, oh, I'll be staying here this week. And I'm like, what did I say, Bunny?
Like hell you are. Like hell you are, Wico.
Yeah, I said, Wico, you're not staying here for the week. You don't live here. And she like tried to put her foot down. I'm like, no, I live here. You don't. There's no putting your foot down. You put your foot down outside on the sidewalk briefly before I call the cops. And she's like, okay, well, I just wanna leave my boyfriend Glitch a note. And I'm like, okay, Wico, go ahead and do it. And so Glitch, my roommate Glitch, had a manual typewriter, and she went and wrote him an angry letter about me on a manual typewriter. And she's not a typist, so you hear this click, 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 spacebar, click, 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 spacebar, back, 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 delete, 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 type, 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 spacebar. That went on for a really long time, and she finally finished and left. It took her an hour to write this page-long angry rant against me, which I read immediately. It was good. All right, so this roommate, let's call him Glitch, the guy that almost burned the house down, decides to move out. Pretty much communicates too that he's really disappointed in us, and so he's just going to have to leave. We kind of let him down as roommates, and we're like,